What's up guys, Meredith with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we are checking out the JLT Series 2 cold air intake with the red oiled filter fitting all 2021 and newer 6.4 liter HEMI Chargers. Now, cold air intake is probably one of the most common first mods that you can do to your motor or your car in general, and this option is a quality system that will be great for the Charger owner who's looking to improve their HEMI's efficiency, provide super clean air into the manifold that's so easy to maintain, and of course squeeze a little bit more power out of the 6.4 liter thanks to the better airflow. This also does not require a tune to install it, so if you don't want to dive into tuning just yet, or you don't want to dive into tuning at all, this system won't make you do that. Now, this intake system will be a great supporting mod for your HEMI, allowing it to breathe better, and you'll ultimately end up with some performance gains because of that. Now, don't expect a ton, but for a cold air intake, JLT does state that this will have a 10 to 15 horsepower and pound-feet of torque increase, and you can inflate that number with other mods like a tune, headers, and a cam, but again, this intake is not going to require any of it. While it does also increase airflow, it's going to help with filtration as well without taking away from the airflow, which will help keep those micro contaminants out of the intake system thanks to the oiled surface on the filter, which is going to be sticky to catch them. Now, with being oiled, it is also going to be cleanable and reusable, and while it may be a little more maintenance when it comes to cleaning, it is going to be much easier to maintain compared to the factory paper media. Now, getting into the build and makeup of this system, starting off with the filter, this is going to be a multi-layered cotton gauze media that is covered in that oil that I mentioned before. So that's going to have multiple layers for that air to travel through for the best filtration. Now, the tubing here will be about 4 to 5 inches and it will be made of a dense plastic material in addition to the factory style lower air box. Now, that plastic material will be great for this application considering it's not going to retain any heat and it's going to keep that air colder and more dense, which is just going to increase that efficiency and performance. Now, the rubber gasket included will also seal the lower portion of the airbox to the hood, which is going to keep that hot engine bay air away from the filter. Now, included in the kit are also going to be quality hardware components like stainless steel clamps. You're going to get silicone couplers and a built-in math mount for accurate data. Now, this is going to come in at roughly $375, which will be more of a premium option. Now, what I like about this choice is the large plastic construction that's going to reduce the heat that gets into the air and inhibit more airflow, in addition to the complete lower air box, which will encase the filter when the hood is closed. Now, some of these small features really kind of up the ante compared to more simplistic options, so I think if you're looking to invest in an intake that's going to facilitate those benefits, then this is going to be a great option for you. Install is going to be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. This is going to be a pretty simple install. It should only take you about 2 hours to get the job done as far as getting the factory intake system out and this one in place. You're going to need some basic hand tools, and again, it is going to be pretty simple. Now, speaking of the install, one of our customers here has actually installed this on their Charger and is going to walk you through what that process looks like, step by step of how to get it onto yours at home. So that is going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
The tools you're going to need, 8mm and an 8mm. So you really only need 8. This is a nut driver. This is a 1/4 inch drive, and just for examples, and you'll need a trim stick just to take a tube off, and I'm going to use this for simplicity. So let's just go ahead and get going on this. First step you're going to do is you're going to take this 8mm out. Again, stay soft on the side. The second step you're going to do is you're going to loosen these hose clamp. Here's one. Unplug your intake air temperature sensor. You're going to take off the second 8mm hose clamp. Loosen that up. Okay? You're going to use your trim stick. You're going to take this hose off, just like that. You're going to take this cover off. And you take this cover off so you can access this hose right here. Okay? And that's all the reason we did that. And we're going to take this off. So take it off. This comes out just like that. Per the instructions, you're going to take this grommet off. So again, this is why we have a trim stick. Okay. You're going to put the grommet right back in here where that goes. Now we're going to take the intake temp sensor out. This is your intake air temperature sensor that needs to be transferred over to the new. Per the instructions, you're going to take this O-ring off. Okay, so you take the O-ring off the intake air temperature. Going to put the new intake air temperature sensor into this grout hole. Now, I'm going to do something different that they don't talk about. I'm going to put a little lubrication on here just to make it a little bit easier for it to slide in, so you're not fighting it and you don't break it. Put that in there. That's just one easy thing. You can see inside of it, there's nothing in there. Just to get that on there without too much of an issue. We're going to set this here for right now. Big old maybe one. That's going to get set. Right in. You're going to reuse the old bolt. It's going to go right there. Get this hose clamp. Oop. You're going to put this through here. This connector goes in here like this. This is for the intake air temperature sensor connector. Okay. This is that clamp that comes with it. It's going to go on around this hose, and you're going to clamp it on right here. Now this won't come off. Okay. Okay. Here's your PVC hose. You're gonna put it on there. Here's your intake air temperature sensor. You can put that there. Here's the nut driver. Just loosen that clamp up just a little bit. This was well manufactured. It's all tight fitting. It's not loose hose fittings or anything like that. Now we're just going to tighten all the hose clamps. Okay. Again, you could have done all of this with hand tools with no problem. I just did this for the ease. So you got your clamp, your hose clamps, your intake temperature sensors connected, your hoses connected, lubricant in there just so it slides on easier. And that's it.
So that is going to wrap it up for my review and the install of this JLT Series 2 cold air intake with a red oiled filter, fitting all 2021 and newer 6.4 liter HEMI chargers, and you can find this right here at AmericanMuscle.com.